Well, we got a few dogs hanging up here. Gonna get busy, start skinning them. Probably 2.5 days they'll all be done or ready, and then we'll rip the hides off the coyotes. Maybe freeze a couple pelts and then put a few on the boards. This big guy here, I'm gonna see what I can do to salvage him if there's anything. But it's too bad. Interesting to see what's with the rest of that pack there. So we caught that black one from this group and then these ones. So I'm curious if there's a bigger black in there or something, or what's going on. All right, we'll catch you the next set. We're just in the shop here, gonna do a little skinning. Coyotes aren't quite ready, had the heat turned down a bit. We're gonna take a look at the wolves and see if we can salvage anything. Let's take a look at the one with the deformed leg. So the leg doesn't seem like it runs on it that much. It's kind of a little bit skinnier, but it's got one toe there and nothing else there. A bit of a scar right there. There's a funny bone back there, but it's more or less just a foot right on the part of the leg that would be up here. So pretty much right here, that's where the foot is versus back up here. Pretty odd. Wouldn't have been able to run very good, that's for sure. Okay, we'll take some of this apart here and work on this one. Take a look at this guy, see if we can salvage anything. If not, just keep the skulls and carry on. So looking at this wolf here, it's got all rubbed up here, red belly, wasn't in the best shape. It's all woolly here. Then you can see the spring went off right here, nice and tight, no water head. Looks a little puffy. It's just because it was hanging. They do that sometimes, but there you go. Take a look at the other one, but this is a good, nice sketch here. This one did fight the snare a little bit more, but the next one is just about perfect catch. Now this one is a big limousine dog here. But let's take a look at how he got caught. Couldn't get a better spot than that. But got the snare in his mouth, gave it a couple little bites. Not enough to damage it at all. We'll flip it over and see the other end of the snare here. Okay. So you can see it just right tight. Couldn't get a better catch than that. It's got the big spring on there. There's tension on it. I'll cut it off and then we'll take a look at it. Okay. So I thought I could salvage him a little bit, but looking underneath his neck, he's got all red there. So I thought maybe he could do a shoulder mount with him, but he's got too much staining going on. But he's got a big old paw, and we'll save his skull. It's too bad. Let's go over here. So here we have the snares that came off. So the first one we looked at had the smaller spring, and this end where it was tightened up did fray up a little bit, but I think that was after rubbing against the tree. And then when the trigger went off, you can see it was skinning along there, and then it got that kink there and tightened right up, and it was done. That's the smaller one. The bigger wolf, you can see there was very little disturbance there, and this cable here is nice and straight. Right here is where it bit it. It had it in its mouth, and then this is where it locked up, and you can see nice and straight, and that's with the big kill spring. Put him out right away. 107-pound wolf and 86-pound wolf. So the kill springs definitely work. These key locks work really well because they kink, not like a cam lock, they slide a little bit. This trigger had some tension on it when I cut it, brung back about an inch. This one was pretty much stroked out, like there was tension on it, but not a lot of compression. This one still had an inch of travel, so that's why it was able to keep it real tight on that wolf. So we're gonna take the tail off this one, take the skull, and then return them back to the forest there. Not much else we can do with it. And can't have diseased animals running around either. There's a couple of tails, thawing out some castor here. And got the hides I took off the other day. I gotta look at them and maybe I'll finish them up or just roll them up and freeze them. They're in the freezer. I need to make room. I had these wolves sitting outside and these same coyotes there. So now I need to make some room in the deep freeze. So I got all these beavers in here. I got a yard out and put up. So I'm gonna take them out, thaw them out. Then we'll rough skin them and get some room in the freezers. Yeah. Every year I get a little disorganized, but we're still early, so we got time to fix things up and yeah, work on this freezer, clean the other one up a little bit, and then get things sorted so I know where I'm at right now. Just kind of in that transition spot. Tend to make my own weather a little bit there and fall behind or kind of rush through things. So it's time for a quick reset. And guys are calling to get rid of some goods and stuff like that. So we're starting the fur buying. I gotta get organized for that. So it's all coming together. Not too worried. And yeah, pull these beavers out and sort of the deep freezes and get things realigned. That's the goal here for the next couple days. And then we'll go out and do a check there, maybe Friday after work or early Saturday morning and get that out of the way. Okay, we'll catch you in a bit. Couple wolf tails here. These are the ones I just took off, the big one there and then the other one. This one here, ripped a wolf in half. Could have probably sewed it, but oh well. And it's another one here. So I'm gonna keep these tails and get them tanned up and then try and sell them. This one looks a lot brighter than this one. These ones look really good, just not so much in the camera. This guy's a little bit darker, just needs a brushing. Yeah, just trying to salvage what I can off of these animals. Here, I thought I'd show you this. I was playing with this a little bit last year. And all it is a fish tank air bubbler. And then you get a manifold. So I got 4 hoses that come off, one for each paw. And then you put this in there. And just keeps a little bit of airflow through just so the feet can finish off, because they're tough to get 100% all the time. So I like to put that in there for a couple of days while it kind of just finishes off, and then there's airflow going through and it stays nice and dry, or the humidity drops off, and 3-4 days it's 100% in there. So got that in all 4 legs. You can put it in water just to make sure that it's bubbling evenly, but I can hear it, I can feel it on each one. Sometimes you have to adjust these, but I've got the hoses about right, so they're good and no issues there. All right, another little trick for you guys. Another day, another night here in the shop. The beavers thawing out, not quite ready yet. Be a couple days, we'll work on this wolf here. Should be thawed out, and I'll just take the paws out and roll her up, maybe put her on a board. And then I'm gonna take a couple, I don't know, hides off some coyotes there, and I'm gonna weigh this big wolf here, see how much that one weighs. Go from there. But a little bit of work. Don't know if you guys are interested in watching that stuff, but we'll play around a little bit. Okay, catch you in a bit. just working in the shop a little bit here. I wasn't gonna make a video, and I thought might as well give you guys a little update. What else can I do here? Just looking at the couple coyotes we skinned today, or skinned last night and fletched today and boarded, and still keep an eye on these beavers to see if they thawed out enough. Probably tomorrow or the next day they'll be ready to pull the hides off. They're still froze to the center. These wolves here, what I'm going to do is we'll weigh them tonight, take a look, and then brush them out and see what they look like. And then this black wolf here, I'll finish the feet. Only got a couple more to go, and then the lips, and I'll probably put on the board either tonight or tomorrow and see how it looks on the board and decide what I'm going to do with it then, if I'm going to sell it or get it tan and then sell it that way. But that's the update. Once we do the feet and get things boarded, I'll show you. And once we weigh these wolves here, I'll let you see that too. If you're... We got up a little bit early today. We got up around just after 4, did some editing and played around some banking and stuff. And then, yeah, last night we came and we turned coyotes over here and took a look at the beavers, and they should be ready this morning. We'll rip the hide off these wolves there, give them a good look over and see what we're going to do with them. And then the coyotes there. We're going to go out and check our snares today. We're going to go out and do the loop, Frank's and John's, and then tomorrow we go take a look at some furs, I guess. But all right, don't want to bore you too much. We'll get at her and we'll talk to you guys in a bit. So we're gonna weigh these 2 wolves here. I got a table kind of set up, and we'll do a time lapse of me skinning and see how that looks. But yeah, we're gonna weigh this guy first here. Let's check that out. £73. Thought he was a little bit bigger than that. This guy will be a bit smaller yet. So there you go. There you go. So the other one is 71 pounds. And this guy was a bit bigger, but his fur makes him look a bit bigger. We'll brush him out and take the hide off and get it tanned and go from there. We'll salvage the skull. We'll do something with the feet. I guess we're gonna get it tanned, so we'll get the hide off and go from there. Alright, so that was a little clip there of some skinning. So I took those hides off the wolves, got them cooling off outside. Took 3 beaver hides off. The other ones, they're extra large, double extra large beavers, so they're still froze a little bit, which is good, so they're not as juicy, but they can sit there and I'll come get them later. Coyotes I'll probably do later tonight, but we're about to head out and get ready there to go check the line for the day. The weather, +3 right now, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Sunrise is 8:30ish roughly. So we're gonna get out there and go do some stuff. Hopefully we catch some animals, and we'll rebait that one marten box where the squirrel was caught. And maybe I'll bring my ice pick and we'll go see how the ice looks there on the pond where the wolves are. See how bad that is. With it being warmer, it's probably gonna get soft or some runoff going in there. So I have to be careful. I'll see if I can find my ice picks there so I can get myself out of a pickle if that happens. I'm not even sure where they're at right now, but we'll go out there, play it safe and check things out. So see you in a bit. Coming off the roof pretty good. I don't know if you can see the wind's blowing the trees around a little bit. I think it's +3 or 4 right now, and we're about to head out. Eek, the yard's gonna smell. We're at John's here. We're just gonna offload. Warmed up to +4. Can hear the raven squawking. So we're gonna start that bait there. Just never have. So I brought my martin boxes, and we'll set some of that up. And I'll throw some coyote carcasses there, and then at that farther bait. See what's going on for tracks. Letting the sled warm up a little bit, so I thought I'd clean this up. It's warm enough in here, it just breaks up nice and easy. I'll kick it out and we'll start fresh. I'm out at John's here. I can hear some skidoos ripping in the distance there. I was trying to listen to what that was. There's some ravens. I don't know if there's something going on over there or what, but we are out here. Nothing for fresh tracks. Maybe the odd little coyote, and I think I see a martin track here. So I did bring those boxes, brought 2 of them. So we'll set them up. One here, because I seen martin tracks, and then one over by where we kind of come in. And yeah, we'll walk in and take a look what's going on. So here's our first snare through the trees. And it's still there. So sneak past it. Then we had a power ram just over here. That's still there. And our other snare just up here is still here. So like I said, pretty quiet. Thought there'd be a bit more action here this year. Just a few birds. And here we got coyote going through. Wolves haven't been back through here. Gonna have to go figure them out. Days are getting longer, so that's nice. Still have another snare over here, and then I'll bring in a bunch of coyote carcasses to bait this up. Interesting. And there's our other snare right there. But yeah, like I said, no signs of coyotes moving in here or wolves. But I thought it might have been wolf tracks or like a trail until I got up to it there. A moose went through and made a nice trail, and then another moose was running beside it, kind of thing. But ravens are sure squawking over there, so I might have to go check that out. Or maybe they just seen me pull in with a bunch of coyotes. But pull that in, set up our martin boxes, and then head out to Frank's, I think. Or maybe the loop, and then come back to Frank's. We'll see how we feel. All right. Little quiet day. This is what our setup looks like. Reason why I put it there, he's been all over in here checking things out. Swallow has eaten that, and then over there is where I threw that beaver carcass, and he's all over in that bush there too. So the wind's coming from my back going this way. Got the martin magic out there, so if he's in the area, should come by and sniff it and get caught. See some lynx tracks there too and whatnot. So, but nothing fresh, like old lynx tracks, old martin tracks. But it doesn't take long once it's warm like this for them to wash out. So hopefully we get something here. Even a weasel would be nice. All right, we're gonna do one more box, maybe 2 yonder, and then we'll get you the next set. Ooh, martin magic. As good a place as any. There was martin tracks just over here. So we slap that up. That tin should come down a little bit more, but I can't get in because I nailed it too tight to the tree, but we'll go from there. Hopefully we make a catch, and then we're off to the next spot. Probably wonder what's going on here. But I thought I'd move the elk here to a spot, but it was froze down, so hooked it up to the sled, and then I was gonna just see if I could skid it, but then it hooked that. We'll see if we can get it going. I might just break it free and then put it in the sleigh. We'll see. I don't want to wreck my bumper there at all. Darn thing. Anyways, we'll get this going. So we're at over by the loop here, and then check that, and then we're gonna go check where the pig pile is and see what's going on over there. So the plan is I'm gonna flip it into here. We'll see if we can get that. Try and set up the camera there to take a little video while I'm doing it. See if it works out. Okay. Here we are at the lease there. So there's a power ram in there. Nothing for tracks. There's coyote track going this way here, but nothing coming back this way. Some weasel tracks there. Squirrel tracks. Snow falling tracks. But we pulled the cow elk here. Sleigh worked good. And this is I'm gonna go in further and then turn around down there because I want the wolves to come out in these spruce trees there. I have some old trails that used to snare in there, and here it's just too close that the animals are just gonna come in on the trails here. Where I come in, either way, just go here and then leave, kind of like this coyote's doing here. If I move it in there, they're gonna be more prone to leave, and you've seen how thick it is over here. It's the same over there. So I'm gonna get to this far corner here and offload. All right, machine's pulling this weight nice, no issues. Well, we made it. So you can see in here, looks like the moose have been in here a little bit. Deer. But if you look in here, opens up nice good trees for snaring. What I'll do is I'll walk out a few trails in here, kind of open it up, and some of the existing ones where they're already starting to come through a little bit, we'll set those up too. Got a couple wolves here before through the years. Usually don't trap this spot just because I need a skidoo to get into it. But now that we're just targeting specifically wolves this year, we'll do it. All right. Let's get this thing offloaded here, and battery's starting to die again. The charger on here is not working. I don't know what's going on, but figure it out. Okay. We will catch you at the pig bait. Okay. So I had to disconnect and then pull it out with a skidoo there. A little bit of work, but stinks. Now we'll see you at the pigs. Going by and I see the springs were open. What do you think it is this time? Oh, another squirrel. Just when I said you barely ever get squirrels in here. But these guys are hungry, I guess. Oh boy. We'll take it out and see you guys at the next set. Well, we made it to the pig bait, if we can call that anymore. It totally got licked up here in the past week. It's crazy. Maybe because it's a little bit warmer or what, but haven't gone to check, but see where everything went. Don't see any carcasses out in the field or bones or anything. To do some investigating. Anyways, we'll go in here, check a couple of snares, and then we're gonna head off that way and check those 2 that are remaining from the 3 that we did the little test with. We'll turn you on once we see what's going on the inside. Only catch in here is this mangy coyote. It wasn't the best coyote at all, so we'll let that one stay. And the other snares, there's nothing there. They're using the trail again along the field, but very interesting indeed. Here I thought I had something on the way to Frank's there, and looks like a chunk of muskrat fell out. Not sure where the screen is. We'll have to check that out, but didn't catch anything. It's warming up. It's raining in the bush here. So anyways, we'll carry on. We're just out for a ride here and over at the beaver pond, and the ravens are really squawking over by where we caught the wolves. I don't know if there's something going on there or not, but always makes you wonder. The bait itself, we'll go take a look at that. It's all chewed up and gone. I'm out on here and don't see any fresh tracks or nothing. Really slow, quiet day. Those marten boxes had one bait fall and set off the trap, and then I reset the other one there. And yep, we'll take a look at this snare here. So the one right beside the trees there, nothing's been back on that trail. And then up over here is where we caught the wolves last time. The ravens seem to be squawking all over. I thought maybe they'd be focused over in here, but they're just flying around and squawking. With the warmer temps, we might get a bit more flood ice. Have to come check it out. I forgot to bring my ice bar, so I was gonna walk over here and check this out, but we'll have to do that another time, maybe tomorrow if we have time. I gotta clean the baits up in the yard and stuff like that, so nice and close here, you can make a quick trip. Okay, we'll see you inside the bait. Brandy's out for a ride while I haul some more bait in here. The hide ball that we had got knocked down, chewed up. I'm gonna walk the perimeter like I always do, look for any activity, but unless they came in a different way, because that creek there's no sign. Each time we had a bunch of tracks there was something going on here, but barely any coyote tracks here. Checked a couple snares on the way in. You can see them from the trail, but oh well. And we don't have our wolf ones at the point anymore. It's too disturbed. I was just checking that one on the beaver crossover. All right, so we'll quit gawking around. I'll unload the bait here and then go for a little stroll. Coyote tracks going over to the snare there, but ducks it, which is good. And then the other snare over here, I'll just double check, make sure it's good, but looks like it. Well, that one got bumped. We'll see what bumped it. Not sure. Looks like coyote tracks. Actually, a moose went through here and bumped the snare. All right, well, set it back up and call her good. Just checking the last few snares there. Looks like they both got bumped. This one looks like a rabbit jumped on it and knocked her down a bit. So I'll have to fix that. Let's see what happened over here. Looks like another rabbit again. All those rabbits. I'll go up and check that snare. Just make sure the rabbits didn't get it. Okay, we'll tune it up and carry on. Next stop, gonna head home and finish skinning those beavers. Maybe put a couple on the board. And that snare's good over there. And work on those wolves. Got a couple more wolves to bring in to take the face off there. And then gonna have one to look over, see if it's any good fur wise, and then maybe put that black one that I was working on the other day on the board, and there's one more that's thawed out there. I have to do the lips and look it over, but I think that one can go on the board as well. All right, time to rip and see you guys at the shop.